Hello and welcome. In this series of videos, I'm going to be exploring Claude Code. Now, for the past year, I've been using mostly IDE-based coding agents, and I was a little bit skeptical when I saw this terminal-based coding agent. I was like, okay, it must be for those Linux nerds who like to do everything in terminal. But then I started using it, and then I found there's a lot of value proposition in it. So I'm going to explore Claude Code along with you guys. So let's give Claude a problem statement and sit and watch it cook. All right. So I'm a backend engineer, and those who are in backend know that we usually have system designs for our interviews. So I've picked one of those system design questions that they usually ask, which is a tiny URL. It's basically like submit a long URL and in response get a shorter version. And you can also specify a custom alias if you don't want the auto-generated sequence. And optionally, you can specify the time till which the URL can be used for. So we're going to ask Claude to build a simple front end so that user can then type in their long URL and get the short URL back. All right, let's go ahead and time this and see how long it takes. I'm going to go to Claude Code in the terminal and open up and paste this requirement. So this is a very basic standard, question that is mostly asked in system design questions. So let's see, what type of front end stack do you want? I guess React. I'm not a front end person, but React seems good. And back end and database. So I would want Java and Spring Boot because I'm more familiar with that. Plus Postgres is fine for now. And Redis. Do you need user accounts or authentication? No, no authentication for now. Do you need any click analytics? Yeah, I guess we'll just have the basic click analytics. So these are my responses. Good requirements to start with. I have questions for you. So it's good that it's asking me and drilling me for more questions and before it's actually starting to implement the system. So now let's see what it's asking. The ID strategy. How should the short code be generated when no custom alias is given? Base 62 hash of counter and random base 62 nano ID style. MD5. Okay. Yeah, I would use the base 62 option because it's going to give me like URL friendly characters. Now, what should happen when a short URL is accessed? So it should return 410. Yeah, that's right. Where will this all be? Yeah, so I just want to locally deploy it, so this is good. Submit the answers. I'm into Claude Code and I'm trying to see how to, optimize the usage of tokens. So maybe in a different video I can drill down more into how we can go ahead and optimize the tokens because that's clearly the most important thing these days because of the cost. Okay, it's still ideating. So I mean, this is really. I hope that this takes like less memory and tokens when compared to the IDE counterparts. I'm not really sure about that, but it really seems more efficient and smooth, if I might say, because I remember like having a windsurf plugin in IntelliJ. It used to crash once in a while. I'm not sure if it's because of that, but I have a suspicion that it used to index a lot, and there's a lot of work going on, right? So I had a feeling that it used to crash the IDEs. So Claude Code it's definitely a really good idea. It seems like. Okay, it's been like 2 minutes. So let's see. So I believe it's going to generate a project which is Java Spring Boot, which can be run locally. and it's going to give us a README which we can use to, you know, start start the front end and test it out. So for more information about this requirement, it's a, you've seen like websites like Tiny URL, which basically takes in a long URL that if sometimes you want to share this URL, and you don't want to paste the whole URL, which is pages long. So you want like a short, crispy version of that URL, which can be, and when you click on that URL, it's going to redirect it back to the original URL. So that's the, so it's almost done thinking. I believe there are a lot of different commands that you can ask. You can, without interrupting the main conversation, you can ask a side, what kind of side question do we want to ask? So, is the auto increment database strategy better than, say, nano ID? So yeah, so this is going to ask me, so it says it depends on what you want to optimize for. Here's the honest comparison. Auto increment plus base 62 guarantees no collision. The DB sequence is the source of truth. No retry logic on insert, predictable, monotonically increasing, and a slightly shorter version on early on. So that's okay. So the nano ID one is non-enumerable, 7 random base 62 characters. So you get up to like 3.5 trillion, and you don't have a central counter here. Okay, so it does, it's really useful for like drilling down, and so it's asking me, do you want to create Docker Compose file? I've heard of like stories like it's gone ahead and deleted databases. So yeah, so I think for this since this just a learning, environment, I don't have anything important on this system that I would. Okay, so it's finally done. Okay, so it says everything is in place. Here's a complete picture of what was built, and it built it in almost 10 minutes. So that's good. So how do I run it? Docker Compose. Let's see. Let's put it to the side. Docker Compose build. And we gotta go to Claude watching and type in Docker. So I fixed the issue. I just had to restart Docker Engine and Docker Desktop. So seems like it's running now. So let's go back to the README here. So it says run Docker Compose, and then for local development without Docker, and then we need to run these two commands, which is basically this guy. Let's start another shell for it. Let's do a split view. Okay, let's wait for this to complete. Okay, so it looks like the Docker Compose command is finally complete, and it says started the URL shortener. So let's go and open up these URLs here. So this is the front end. Okay, so let's see what kind of URL can I put it in here. Let me just search for Claude Code. Let's use this one. So I'm going to put in a long URL, and let's just not use these two for now. Okay, so copy. And when I put in this guy, it's going to take me redirected to the longer form. That's really good. So let's try this again with a different URL. Okay, and let's pull up this one, put in the long URL. Now I want a custom alias. So what custom alias can I give? So let's say AI rocks. That's good. So what if I try to use the same custom alias again? So this should not work, right? So let's just copy this, by the way. Okay, https ://. Okay, so alias AI rocks is already taken. So let's try alias rock 1. Okay, so AI rocks should take you to the Claude Code one. AI rocks 1 should take you to google.com. So that works. So let's see. Yeah, so I guess it's nothing much to test here. So it looks like it's done with the whole project in like a matter of 10 minutes. And let's briefly take a look at the code. And you have the URL service, which is basically doing the shorten URL. And obviously this is not set up as a Maven project. So let me go ahead and set it up. So let's do the validation for the long URL and the expiration time, and it's going to redirect it. And it's also doing the click count. So repository is going to be here. It's using a modifying update URL, updating the click count whenever. So let's go ahead and try it again, right? So I'm gonna do this thing. So I clicked on it twice. So let's ask. Let's ask Claude Code now. How do I view the click counts of the different short URL, long URLs, or short or just URLs? Okay, since it's storing it in a database, I believe it's going to ask us to. Okay, so it says browser. Okay, so it is there is an endpoint for that, and so it's going to give us the stats here. ABC 123, AI rocks 1. Let's click count of 1. Rocks 2. Let's click count of 2. Let's try something which is not there. This is going to be 0. So this is really good, and I think it's done its job. It's not a difficult problem to solve, but let's see how it used. Did it even use Redis or not? It says redirect controller, redirect controller, URL controller, URL cache entry, the base64 encoder. Okay, so yeah, I think this is a good way to learn system design too. Obviously, nothing is better than manual coding, but if you are if you're new to programming and you want to just start up something and see how it works, I think this is a great way to start. All right, hope you all had fun, and I'll try to put in more videos soon. Thank you.